Hello, everybody. This is Steve Danbusky. I'm the Executive Director of Beach FC, and as we head into the chaotic period of player placement, we understand that there are lots of moving parts, lots of emotion involved, and we felt that with all the changes recently in the youth soccer landscape, it would be beneficial for us to put a little brief PowerPoint together and a little presentation, which hopefully will provide some context and detail for all of these changes that are taking place. First and foremost, as many of you have probably seen over the past month or so, Beach FC was invited into the ECNL national platform. This is a very proud moment for us. ECNL stands for Elite Clubs National League. Our teams will be participating in the Mid-Atlantic Division. The boys Mid-Atlantic Division consists of clubs from Maryland, Virginia, and North Carolina, and the girls Mid-Atlantic Division right now consists of clubs from Virginia, North Carolina, and South Carolina. As with any league structure, there is always evolution, as evidenced by the fact that Beach FC has been added into these divisions, and competition formats and event calendars are being built out by those leagues now. The big change to this area is that this has allowed us to elevate the standard for our teams. Our teams will be participating against some of the top teams in the country, and we'll have the opportunity to travel to national showcase environments that will help with the college recruiting process as our kids progress into those age groups. It is also important to note that the player identification for the ECNL teams has already been completed. Those were an invite-only process and identification through our own club, as well as recommendations and interest from kids outside the club. ECNL Regional League in Virginia. This is the league that our second teams will be participating in 2022 fall. It is important to note that this is the current league that our red teams are playing in now. This is also a club-to-club environment where there is one team per age and gender, U11 through U19, boys and girls. This league, rather than being comprised of teams and clubs from around the nation, this is confined to the Virginia ECNL Regional League. So all of our competition within this league will be within the state. Currently, the state is divided into two divisions, a South Conference and a Northern Virginia Conference. Okay? Beginning in the fall of 2022, there's been a number of clubs that have been added to both the South Conference and the North Conference. Similar to ECNL, the league competition format and structure is being currently worked on and will be communicated over the next couple of months. It is important to note that our second teams will be participating against a number of clubs' top teams. Similar to the ECNL, the Regional League does have a pathway if you matriculate out of your state. Currently, we have a number of our teams who are doing well in the ECNL Regional League and are therefore progressing into postseason competition in North Carolina and California. We know that we have a good challenge ahead of us, and we welcome that challenge both at the ECNL level and at the ECNL Regional League level. We are proud that we have been selected as such, and we look forward to working with our teams over time to make sure that we continue to improve. The NPL, formerly VSL. That's a little bit misleading. We are currently participating in the Virginia Soccer League, which is the VSL. That is a league which really goes from Richmond south. There's a couple of teams in Charlottesville. There's a couple of teams just north of Richmond. What we have done over the past couple of months is, with all of the changes, we have worked with other clubs to build out the NPL, which stands for National Premier Leagues. Everything with this league is very, very similar in structure to VSL, but our hope is that we will be able to improve upon the operations and communication level that we all currently experience at VSL. We have worked diligently with a number of the clubs that you see on the screen to try and create a better environment in the southern part of the state for our travel teams and travel light teams that are not in the ECNL and ECNL Regional League to participate in. It is important to note that the only real big change will be as far as the sanctioning body. This really does not make a difference for the team experience. What it allows us to do administratively as a club is to make sure that all of our travel teams have the same type of player card, and therefore if we need to guest play or have player movement among leagues, it makes it a little bit easier and a little bit more cost effective instead of dual carding with different sanctioning bodies. It's a confusing process, but we look forward to getting the NPL kicked off in the fall. It is also important to note that the NPL does have a pathway, as it is another league structure that is replicated around the country. So if our teams do well in the NPL, there will be a pathway built out for them to continue to progress to some postseason competition. All of that is being worked on now and will be communicated as such when it is completed. You will see that on our coaching slates that have been listed on our website as well as social media, there are a number of teams in certain age groups and genders and smaller number of teams in other age groups and genders. We have forecasted our number of teams based on our current travel population, based on a number of other factors, not on potential interest from outside the club. So please don't get nervous if you see a small number of teams, because remember, there are two other leagues that we have presented in previous slides that also have teams in that age group. We are always willing to be as agile as we can be during the fluidity of player placement and tryout proceedings. We always have coaches that are willing and able to take a team if we feel that a viable team can be built that wasn't initially forecasted. Our advanced players will be playing in tassel. This is one of the only non-adjustments from this past seasonal year. Tassel has been around for a number of years, and our advanced teams will be continuing to play in the Tidewater Advanced Soccer League. This is also built out as a team-by-team declaration and not a club-to-club environment. They are recreation carded, and things will continue to progress as normally they have in the tassel environment. As a result of all the aforementioned league changes, we as a club felt that we have to be a little bit more agile in how we look at our organizational structure. With the ECNL National Platform Edition, we have a boys and girls director, respectively, who will oversee that platform. In addition, the remaining travel teams will be overseen by Coach Pratt, who will be the Director of Player Development. Coach Pratt will work with a number of age and gender-specific assistant directors regarding curriculum development, overseeing of teams, coach education, communication, etc. We are very excited as this has afforded us the opportunity to expand in that direction and get some very, very good staff coaches who have been with us for years involved in participating a little bit further in the planning and development of the club. You will see at the bottom of the screen that our other program directors are also very, very important pieces to our development model. As we close out the presentation, we hope that some of the information that we provided on the previous slides has served to clarify some things and not cause more confusion. We understand, again, that we're heading into a chaotic and emotional time. We welcome all questions, feedback. We look forward to holding some parent information sessions during our player placement sessions. And if you are part of the group that's looking for, what else is out there, we encourage you to be an informed consumer. We try and put as much information transparently out as possible, and therefore, if you're looking for other opportunities, please make sure to do your homework on what leagues that other clubs are playing in. How far is the travel? What does the calendar look like? Who's coaching the team? How many teams, in addition to the team, is that coach coaching? What are the coaching credentials? The training environment? How many teams participate at the same time on one field, or is it even a field, or is it a town park? Do they have access to lights, et cetera, et cetera? In closing, please make sure that you understand what the fee structure is and what's built into those fees and what is not built into those fees. We pride ourselves on trying to be as detailed and transparent as possible, that our fees cover all of the tournament expenses, league expenses, player card fees, coaches reimbursables, etc. Many clubs have an additional team fee based on the number of tournaments and league fees and etc., etc. So please just make sure you do your homework and don't hesitate to use us as a resource for any questions, concerns, or feedback that you have. We wish you all the best during this time, and we look forward to a successful player placement period. Thank you.